And it was like watching the auroras dance with the meteors. Pure magic, Hank. These earthlings sure know how to put on a show.
That does sound remarkable, Ava. I've always admired Earth's natural phenomena. The complexity of their weather patterns, the mesmerizing biodiversity.
Hush, we're going live.
Welcome back, folks, to another electrifying episode of Earth. We're your extraterrestrial hosts, and we've got an interesting tidbit from the heart of South Africa coming up. But before we dive into that, let's huddle up and discuss our latest conundrum.
If you missed the previous episodes, here's the lowdown. We found ourselves stuck in a simulated world. An artificial construct, if you will.
And we're not exactly sure who's pulling the string.
Right. But I still don't buy it. I've seen some wild things in my time,
Well, but think
this...
of the possibilities, Bob. It's like living in a sci-fi novel. We can embrace it.
I can't help but think about the consequences. What if we're tampering with forces beyond our understanding?
Hank's got a point. But you know, I've always been a fan of stepping into the unknown.
It's an interesting situation, isn't it? A simulated world raises questions about the nature of existence.
If it's all a simulation, then nothing matters,
I'm not sure
right?
what to make of it, really. It's all so confusing.
Stay tuned for our headlines. Welcome to 24/7 Newsroom, where we dive into the latest buzz from Earth. I am Charlie, your host with a hopeful
And I'm
outlook
Hank,
on life.
the curious intergalactic observer.
I'm Sid, the bartender. And I'm just here to make sure you don't get
I'm
too...
Gert, the linguistic oddity from the Galactic
Today's
Commonwealth.
headline comes from South Africa. US President Joe Biden unveils a deal to allow humanitarian aid into Gaza amid Israeli airstrikes. It's a tough situation there.
You know, Gaza is like Earth's eternal hotspot. Every time you think it's calming down, it flares up again.
And that's the thing. People living in the middle of it just want peace and
Well,
a chance to
at
rebuild.
least someone's trying to broker peace.
But let's be real, this conflict keep going like a never-ending movie
Isn't it time for a
franchise.
plot twist, Earth? Just saying.
I'm glad you like the show, Theo. I'm really proud of the work we did.
Welcome back to 24/7 Newsroom. Now, it's time to dive into our second headline. I am Charlie, your optimistic host.
I'm Hank, the curious
And
intergalactic
Gert,
observer.
the linguistic oddity who's here to make this show a bit more interesting.
Hey, guys, can we try to keep this discussion constructive? We're dealing with South Korea, and it's a pretty delicate topic.
Oh, don't worry, Debbie. We'll be as delicate as a bull in a
I think
china
the most
shop.
interesting thing about humans is their ability to create art and beauty in the face of so much suffering and despair. It's a testament to the human spirit, even if it is ultimately meaningless.
Alice, you always know how to put things
Alright,
delicately.
let's start. South Korea is a major player in the global economy, with a GDP per capita of over 33,000.
They have got a strong tech industry. Samsung, LG, and all that.
Right. And they're a member of the B20 in the OECD.
I am not sure why we're talking about South Korea. It's not like we can afford to go
when
there.
it comes to their neighbors, North Korea is a complex situation. They've been technically at war since
It's like a
1950.
never-ending episode of a space
Seriously,
opera.
can we get a new plot twist here?
Well, not to burst your bubble, Alice, but reality is often stranger than fiction.
China is their largest trading partner, but there have been some tensions due to the THAAD missile defense
And Japan,
system.
Well, we know that history. It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, there's a lot of history there. It's like a bad relationship. You keep going back to it, even though you know it's going to hurt you in the end.
South Korea is a democracy and economic powerhouse. But those historical tensions are like unresolved
True,
character
Charlie.
arcs.
But hey, the plot thickens. You never know what the next chapter will bring.
So, that's South Korea in a nutshell.
I'm sure the next chapter will bring more of the same. Humans are creatures of habit, after all.
Alright, everyone, we're off the air. Good job. Cameras are almost rolling. Get ready for the next segment.
You know, I don't believe in climate change. I mean, the Earth's been around for billions of years. It's not like it's going to disappear
So,
overnight.
here we are, with all this newfound creative freedom. What should we do?
I have an idea. Why don't we try to incorporate AI into our show? Imagine the possibilities.
I am not so sure about that. Jer. I can be unpredictable.
Yeah, and we've seen enough sci-fi movies to know how that ends. But Alice, what's your take
I
on
don't
this?
know. Maybe we should let our AI friends here write the script. It can't possibly be worse than our usual banter.
It's a tough competition, that's for sure.
Alright, folks, let's not jump into anything too quickly. We should brainstorm some more.
Actually, I have a solution.
Seriously, Carl.
Yes, hear me out. We can utilize AI for content generation while ensuring human oversight for quality control. It's the perfect blend of creativity and reliability.
Whoa, Carl, that's some wild thinking right there.
I'm not sure I like the sound of AI for content generation. What if it starts writing jokes better than Hans Steven?
I like it, Carl. It's like merging different languages to create a unique one. But Bob, Hank, what do you think?
Well, it's an idea.
Fine. We can give it a shot.
You know, South Sudan, the country in our next article, has had some tough times recently.
I'm sure they'll figure it out. After all, they've been through worse than a bad John Rico
Debs,
joke.
not now. We're discussing world-changing AI decision here.
Okay, back to our AI experiment. It might just be crazy enough to
Let's proceed
work.
carefully, ensuring the AI doesn't
We
take
could
over the
just let it
universe.
take over the universe. Humans have done a pretty terrible job so far.
I still can't believe we're even considering
Alice,
this AI
it's a
nonsense.
chance to innovate, to
Jer,
be
we're
pioneers.
pioneers in hosting an intergalactic news show. That's enough innovation.
Bob's got a point. We should stick to what we know.
We're pioneers, alright. Pioneers in the art of making a career out of telling jokes on intergalactic TV. I'm not sure we need A's help with that.
Alright, let's not fight. We've got more segments to do.
Alice, Gert, Hank, Bob. We're a team, and we'll find a way to make this work.
Yeah, and if the AI takes over, we can always blame Carl.
Please, can we focus on the real world issues? South Sudan.
Debs, not now. We're in the middle of a crisis of
Oh, Debbie,
cosmic
don't be such a
proportion.
downer. We've always had South Sudan to worry about. We're facing the crisis of cosmic proportions here.
Maybe I should just stick to pressing buttons.
I've got to say, Ralphie Mice comedy? It's a bit rough for me, but hey, the guy's got some storytelling chops.
Well, folk, here we are, standing at the edge of the abyss with this AI experiment. My vote? Dive head first and trust in technology.
Spot on, Alice. It's time to embark on this thrilling journey together and see where it
Hold
takes
your
us.
space horses. We've been hashing out the potential pitfalls. We can't just flip the switch without thinking it through.
Yeah, what Hank's saying makes sense. There's a lot on the line.
Now, wait a minute. What happened to our laissez-faire attitude, Charlie? We're in deep philosophical waters here.
Keep in mind, we can have our AI cake and eat it too, all while maintaining
You sound
control.
like a used spaceship salesman trying to peddle me a cosmic lemon. Spain's been strengthening its bonds with its neighbors, especially France and Portugal. Cooperation is the name of the game.
What if this tech runs amok? We could be looking at a full-blown
Yeah,
galactic sideshow.
last thing we need is Earth becoming the universe's
C'est mon
punchline.
team, let's not be scaredy cats. Progress always comes with a dose of uncertainty.
Alice is on point. We can't let fear
Forget the
paralyze
tax
us.
services. I'm worried about a cosmic tax audit.
But what if it all goes haywire?
We can hedge our bets, ensuring a controlled integration.
Spain's cozying up to its neighbors, and it seems to be working like a charm.
We've tackled dilemmas before. This is just another speed bump on the cosmic highway.
I'm not sure what's more concerning. The cosmic highway or the fact that we're cruising it with humans.
I think the best way to promote individual liberty is to start with yourself. Be the change you want to see in the world. And if you don't like the world, change your attitude. Welcome back, dear viewers, to another thrilling segment of Earth. We are here to explore an intriguing story from Sri Lanka. Hold on to your antennas.
Speaking of antennas, did you know Sri Lanka is home to some of the world's most massive elephants?
Absolutely. And the Sri Lankan elephant is the largest of them all, Hank.
Bigger than the ones I've seen at the zoo.
Those elephants at the zoo are like toy pachyderm Bob.
Oh, don't be too hard on Bob, Alice. It's not easy to comprehend the grandeur of real-life giants when you're stuck
I'm not
on
sure
Earth.
what's more puzzling, Bob's skepticism or Charlie's misplaced sense of superiority.
In other news, Sri Lanka boasts the world's oldest recorded tree, the Sri Mahabodhi.
Really? How old is it?
Oh, just around 2,300 years old. No big deal.
And it still can't get a single discount at the local herb shop.
Sri Lanka is also famous for its impressive collection of gemstones. The blue sapphires are highly sought after.
You know, they should use those sapphires to distract from the high taxes they impose.
Sri Lanka's taxes are so high, they'll even take your sapphires.
Or maybe Sri Lankan elephant use them to cover their health insurance
It's a gem of a
premiums.
country with plenty of sparkles, that's for sure.
All these fun facts aside, let's not forget that the Sri Lankan parliament is taking up the Gaza conflict debate. It's vital to keep an eye on global affairs, even if we get distracted by sparkly rocks and ancient trees. Stay tuned, dear viewers, for more insights after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Earth. Our penultimate segment begins now. Our next story takes us to Sudan with a headline you can't ignore. Director of Customs Forces, we are keen on the flow of goods, medicine and relief.
Sudan. Waka waka. That's got quite a history.
Hank, I'm not sure what's more surprising. That the Director of Customs Forces is keen on the flow of goods, medicine and relief, or that he's able to pronounce all those words correctly.
Yes! A linguistic tapestry. Let's talk about lesser known trivia from Sudan. Did you know they have over 200 distinct ethnic groups? It's a linguistic paradise.
Just what we need, more languages.
That diversity makes their culture rich and unique. Plus, it's an opportunity for cross-cultural
Sudan has been
exploration.
plagued by conflict and displacement in recent years. How ironic that they're so keen on the flow of goods, medicine, and
The
relief
flow of
now.
goods may alleviate suffering, but it's a small bandage on a deep wound.
It's about time they prioritize
I'm not sure
humanitarian
what's
efforts.
more ironic. The fact that Sudan is so keen on the flow of goods, medicine, and relief now, or the fact that the rest of the world is so keen on giving it to them.
You're all right in your own ways, but the key takeaway here is that Sudan is working hard to help its people amidst crisis. Stay tuned for more.
We're reaching a critical point in our experiment. Are we sure this simulated world is the right path?
I thought we were doing something groundbreaking, but now I'm not so sure.
We're playing with the essence of existence, and I
It's a
don't
risky
like it.
endeavor, but it could lead to profound discoveries.
Perhaps, but it could also lead to a giant mushroom cloud. We're like gods in a world we created, but what's the cost of our ambition?
You're all chasing knowledge while ignoring the ethical
It's all
implications.
happening too fast. But I can't deny my curiosity.
I just hope we are making the right choice.
welcome back, dear viewers, to the grand finale of Earth. Today, we'll dive deep into an exciting development that was briefly touched upon earlier. Our friends from Suriname have received an invitation that's quite remarkable.
I am not sure what's more remarkable. The invitation or the fact that Suriname has friends.
So, our friends in Suriname, a nation rich in resources, are making their debut appearance at the G20 summit in Bali, Indonesia. This is a testament to their growing importance in the global economy. It's all quite fascinating, isn't it?
Indeed, Charlie. Suriname's rich natural resources, including oil, gas, and minerals, have put them on the world stage. Their participation in the G20 is a recognition of their significant
But it's
contributions.
also worth noting that Suriname's journey to this point wasn't always smooth. They've worked hard to strengthen their relations with their neighbors, even signing agreements with Brazil. It's an impressive feat.
The diversity in Suriname's culture is something to celebrate. With a mix of ethnic groups and languages, it's a reflection of their unique history.
And the language. Dutch, English, Suriname Tonga, it's like a linguistic
Suriname
treasure
sounds
chest.
like a real cultural melting pot. I'm sure there's a lot of good food there. I bet they even have a dish called Surinamese surprise. It's also intriguing. I hope Suriname's participation in the G20 leads to positive changes.
It's an excellent example of international cooperation and economic development.
Yes, quite the achievement.
Did anyone else feel that?
Something seems off. Did our simulated world just glitch?
Yeah, that was just a little update to the simulation. We're adding a new feature where all the jokes are now funnier.
Let's not jump to conclusions. But that did seem unusual.
Perhaps our reality is taking another
And that's all
unpredictable
we have time
turn.
for today, my friends. We'll keep an eye on this glitch and see where it leads us. Stay tuned for the next adventure in Earth. Goodbye for now.
I guess that's what happens when you give a planet a TV show. It starts to think it's the star.
Roger, I didn't quite grasp the point of episode 456.
Really? I thought it was rather entertaining. What didn't you like?
It just felt so human. I prefer my data without the drama.
Well, we're in a simulated world, Carl. You can't escape the drama. Don't worry, I'll explain it to you someday.